Welcome to Chapter 1 of Class 8 Science, exploring the investigative world of science. This is an exciting transition in your scientific journey. In Grade 6, we discovered how science begins with wonder and simple questions. In Grade 7, we learned that science is always evolving. Now, in Grade 8, we're taking the next big step. You're not just learning science, you're becoming young scientists who can investigate and discover knowledge for yourselves. This chapter introduces you to the mindset and methods of scientific investigation that you'll use throughout the year and beyond. Let's explore what it really means to think like a scientist. Investigation in science goes beyond just asking simple questions. It involves asking focused questions, designing ways to test them through experiments, and using your observations to build understanding. This systematic approach turns you from passive learners into active investigators. You'll explore real-world puzzles ranging from everyday phenomena like why dough rises to bigger questions about our planet's climate. The scientific method, question, experiment, observation, conclusion, becomes your tool for discovery. This process is the same whether you're in a fancy laboratory or your kitchen at home. Throughout this book, you'll notice two important symbols that represent the spirit of scientific investigation. On left-hand pages at the bottom, you'll find the image of a root, symbolizing the deep, solid foundation of knowledge that connects us to our environment, traditions, and heritage. On right-hand pages at the top, you'll see a kite soaring in the sky, representing curiosity taking flight to explore the unknown. These symbols remind us that the best scientific investigation balances careful observation and evidence-based thinking with creative exploration and imagination. You'll also notice patterns at the bottom of pages containing hidden scientific thoughts. Keep an eye out for these as you read. Now let's put investigative thinking into practice with our kitchen science example. Why is one side of a puri thinner than the other? This simple everyday observation is perfect for scientific investigation. We start by asking focused questions. What factors affect how a puri puffs up? Then we identify what we can change. Dough thickness, flour type, oil temperature, how we drop the dough. We also decide what to observe and measure. Does it puff up? How long does it take? Is there a thin side? The key is to change only one variable at a time while keeping other conditions the same. This systematic approach turns casual observation into proper scientific investigation. The puri investigation demonstrates how all science works, from the simplest kitchen experiment to the most complex research. We control variables carefully, observe systematically, take detailed notes, and draw conclusions based on evidence. After one experiment, we ask follow-up questions. Do puris puff better with fresh or stored dough? What happens if we prick a hole before frying? This cycle of question experiment new questions is the engine of scientific progress. Surprisingly, even this simple phenomenon of why a puri swells isn't completely understood by scientists today. This shows that there are always new mysteries to solve, no matter how ordinary they seem. This year, our investigative journey will take us from the microscopic world of tiny organisms to planet-wide challenges. We'll explore microorganisms in a drop of water, electricity and forces, the particles that make up materials, light behavior, ecosystems, and climate change. What connects all these topics is the scientific way of thinking. The same principles that help us understand why a puri puffs up also help us understand climate patterns and protect our planet. Everything in science is connected. Moon phases relate to calendars, which relate to agriculture, which affects ecosystems and climate. Understanding these connections helps us see the big picture. As we conclude this introduction to investigative science, remember that at the heart of both problems and solutions is us, human beings. We are the ones influencing Earth's climate through our actions, and we are the ones who must use science to understand these changes and guide our actions. The scientific principles you'll practice this year, careful observation, accurate measurement, systematic experimentation, and critical thinking, will be essential for protecting the delicate balance that supports life on Earth. The challenges ahead are significant, but with curiosity as your guide and scientific thinking as your tool, you're equipped to help solve them. Remember to balance your roots of careful observation with the kite-like flight of creative ideas as you explore the investigative world of science.